Man United 1, West Ham nil. A big win in terms of the table, in terms of securing top four and taking a step away from the others, keeping them at arm's length. Wasn't emphatic, but with the chances that we did have, probably should have been more. Should have been more. Some good chances today against a really stubborn West Ham side, who actually even themselves thought we're playing really negatively here. Let's try and step this up. But a really good defensive performance from us, and we had the chances to get more.
Yeah, we should have had a few more goals. I don't think. I think West Ham missed a trick there. I think they came and played. They set themselves up, didn't they, to be hard to beat with the five across the middle. Really, wasn't it? And I just think that they could have been a bit braver. They went a bit braver after. Obviously, when they went a goal down, they had to go a little bit braver, and they created a couple of chances themselves. So I think they should have. I think they could have been a bit braver right from the start, but they weren't, and we dominated the game for large parts, didn't we? And like you say, we should have had more goals.
Yeah, I was quite surprised. I mean, with the formation they went with, even though it was quite defensive, I still didn't think they would set up in that manner in terms of the way they played. With Jared Bowen and Antonio up there against Maguire and Lindelof, Souček, Rice and Nova was a free. I thought that might give us a problem because Bruno goes off and does his own thing, and that would probably leave Fred and McTominay by themselves against the three and would struggle. And it wasn't like that. You're right. They did probably let us off the hook, but one, we had chances to score more. Yeah. And secondly, what I liked, and I want to ask you if you did, was the kind of professionalism, because when they made their changes to ask us more questions, because we were defending properly and we were organised and people were the right side of the ball, we just did our jobs. That's what I mean by professional performance.
Yeah, it was a professional performance, and until late on, pretty late on, I didn't see. I thought Bruno had a good game. I thought Bruno kept it very simple, lots of short passes, really concentrated. I thought on his game, and that was part of the reason that we played. We did play better. I mean, a lot of people were thinking it was probably drab. It was. Look, we didn't create loads of chances. There wasn't loads of exciting football, but it was a professional performance. We knew we had to win. Or we knew that we wanted to win. We didn't actually have to win. If we'd have drawn, we'd have been in a strong position, still 6 points in front of them. Because don't forget, they're fifth in the table. It was a case of don't let them beat us and try and nick it. And that's exactly what happened. And I thought it was, a thoroughly professional performance, like you say.
Yeah, exactly. In the context of the table, it's really strong. And for me, yes, a draw potentially could have been okay, but it wouldn't have been nice on the eye with a 0-0. Right. Kind of like the Chelsea one, where it's like, don't let them beat you, but you want to win. But it was nice to see us go and take advantage of that. In terms of individuals, I mean, yeah, Bruno definitely is keeping it simple and at the right moments was picking out some great passes. But Mason Greenwood, he's one that I know you sometimes say isn't quite there yet, isn't quite ready. I thought, again, you're talking about professional performances and learning to flash that ball across, Rick. You've been talking about that. Yeah. He's been doing that a lot. Unfortunate not to get a goal himself today. Probably should have finished that or put it to Marcus, which either or. Marcus the same, but Mason Greenwood with a good performance as well.
Probably. I think I'm pretty sure it's probably his best performance for us. I thought he played really well, Mason Greenwood. Hit the post. Did he hit the post twice?
Hit the post. Yeah. Yeah. Because first one was a save onto the post.
The first half was a great effort. I think he sliced it a bit, the one in the second. Yeah. But coming short for the ball, playing lots of simple passes, not too often getting it in the wide areas and holding it too long to try and shoot himself, just passing it a bit quicker. And it does make you a better team. You know what I mean? I thought he played quite well, Mason Greenwood. Yeah, I was pleased with him.
Do you put that down? Because I remember you saying that he was, a little bit too selfish or a bit young, naive, greedy with it, like in terms of one trick pony. Like I can just know what he wants to do, and it's better for the team if he keeps the ball ticking off. And I know your man Martial, he'll kind of bring people into play and keep it, get it, give it. And I saw Mason doing that today. I think he's against three centre halves there. Instead of trying to back into them and just fight, he's dropping off the front, on the half turn, give it, get out. Going on the run inside the channels as well, interchanging with James. And just like you said, a real mature performance for a young kid trying to learn that position. I thought he played really well. And Luke Shaw, he's just
like a Rolls Royce.
Honestly, you see when he got out of that little tight situation,
It's just brilliant.
I literally went to the TV. I was like, "Oh, Luke, stop it!" Almost like, "Stop it! Stop showing off now, Luke." Like he's just brilliant, isn't he?
He's different class. Yeah, he was superb again. Before you ask me, he's got to be my man of the match today. I think Gary Neville in commentary gave him man of the match, and I think he said something like he's fed up with giving it.
Yeah, because it's not luck. Each week he's almost the best player on the pitch.
Yeah, every week. Virtually.
There's a lot of big games coming up. You know, AC Milan game is the next one, and that is absolutely massive. We still need players back. I didn't think Marcus would be ready for this game today, but he was. How much of a big plus is that? And just in general, trying to get some players back fit for this key week coming in.
Well, hopefully we'll have at least a couple more back. I don't know what's been wrong with. I mean, I know they'd probably only be on the bench, but notice we didn't even make a sub today.
It was always going to be the case, wasn't it? Unless there was an injury.
You know, we need one Mata back. We need Van der Beek back. We need a stronger bench, don't we? Without a doubt. You know, like whether he wants to use them or not, he doesn't always use those players. Doesn't always use those players, but he does usually make a couple of subs. He clearly felt he didn't have the strength on the bench today to make a sub, did he? You know what I mean?
Exactly.
We do need players, one or two players back, if only to strengthen the bench. We could do with another striker as well, really. But like you say, Mason did all right. He really did. I'd sooner have Martial there, definitely. But Mason did all right.
He did. In terms of the top four, though, looking forward, that's 6 points clear of Chelsea. I think is that done for us?
I think it's nailed on. I really do. I was looking at it before the game. They're in fifth, bear in mind. They're 6 points behind us with a game in hand. So now they're 9 points behind us with a game in hand. And I think that's just too far for them. That's why I was saying a draw wouldn't have been the end of the... If it was a draw, we were still 6 points with them having a game in hand. If they'd have beaten us, you see, that's the balancing act when you think about it.
Exactly. Very important.
So we wanted to make sure we didn't lose. If we'd have lost, they'd be 3 points behind us, Flex, with a game in hand. You know what I mean?
I'm saying that to Mark before the game. I said, Mark.
It's professional performance.
Yeah, I said that to Mark. I was saying on the watch along, I was like, you need to deep this, Mark. If we lose today and they have that free game, they're level on points with us, then we'll probably just be ahead of them on goal difference, So it was so important to not get beat. And more importantly, if we can go and put that distance there. Since I got you, actually, talks of Solskjaer potentially got the new deal, the contract extension all but signed and pretty much ready to go. One, do you think that's the right thing to do at this stage? When we're still seeing how the season's going to pan out. Okay, top four looks there or thereabouts, but this was kind of coming out before this game, but there's still a lot to play for. Do you think that's the right thing? And are you happy with that if he gets the extension? Should he get the extension?
I'm not sure, Flex. I'd like us to play better football. Despite the fact that we are doing as table-wise, we're doing as well as can be expected, really.
Second,
I don't want to bang on. We can't. Look, I didn't expect us to be any higher than third. I didn't know Liverpool were going to go like they have. You know what I mean? So we're doing, in that respect, we're doing better than expected. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But we're not playing football the way I'd like us to play football. We're not dominating games enough. It's not slick enough. We're just not as good a football team as I'd like us to be. But somehow or another, he seems to be able to do it. And look, it could have gone the other way for us, that. But overall, it barely looked like we were in any danger today. And that's against the team, that's against the team who have got who at the time, probably still will have high hopes of finishing in the top four. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So that was a thoroughly professional performance. I just want us to be a better football team, man. We just don't seem to pop it around as well as really good teams do.
Yeah, I do see what you mean, and that's what a lot of people do talk about, the style of play and the way we're winning and stuff like that. But I suppose if you're looking at it from the other point of view, with this squad, I mean, me and you have spoke about this. How is he really expected to be better than City right now? Like, he's second, and if he's sitting down with Ed Woodward or the people who make the decisions, he's going, "You'd name me someone who's going to, get higher than second with this team."
I won't expect him to be higher. To be fair, I won't expect him to be higher than second. I won't expect him to be higher than City. It's even a fair question. Can you expect him to be any nearer than City? I'm not even saying that. Do you know what I mean? I think like we started with, table-wise and points-wise, it's fine. You know what I mean? So,
which is kind of what you want the main thing to be.
Play a hell of a lot better and still have the same points. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because it's almost like, if we played better football on the eye, but we were still second with because say this is what I kind of say to people who are like, no, he's got to go, he's this, he's that, which that's fine. I understand why people may think that. But if I say, well, if we had the Pochettino that you wanted and he was 11 points behind City second, those people would probably be like, see, we're playing good football, we're second, he's going to kick on. But Oli doesn't get that because it's, like you said, the football and he's still learning.
Yeah. That's got something to do with it. The squad's got something to do with it. But
it's not good enough, is it, the squad?
No, it isn't. But I believe there's better players who, the way Van der Beek's been treated, Flex, I don't like. And I think...
Crazy, isn't it? Don't make no sense.
I believe Van der Beek could get into a team that's better than us. That's what
so he should be playing for us.
If he played for City, I think he'd get a lot. I'm deadly serious here.
Yeah.
If he was on City's bench, he'd get more game time than he would get while he's on our bench.
Well, it's like
their style of play, is it? You know what I mean?
That's what I was going to say. It's like the boxing. If you watch your boxing, if you're into your boxing, they say styles make fights. It's almost the same with the footballers in terms of the team makes the player, or the player makes the team, or whatever that suits the team. Because you're right. If he was playing in a really rotational system who hold onto the ball and play football in that way at City, Pep would love him. I think he'd be brilliant there. He'd slot straight in. But with the way we play, which is kind of direct impact players just running at someone and trying to make something happen, it just isn't him, is it? It just isn't him. So you're right. But we'll have to see how that pans out and what we do in the summer, because I think that's going to be the key, isn't it? Like, how do we improve on this squad? I mean, I keep thinking what you said back in the last game. Was it the last game? It was the AC Milan game, yeah. When he was like, all right, cool, we played Matic and McTominay today, but even when it's Matic and Fred, it isn't good enough, or Fred and McTominay, or whatever it is, it just isn't good enough. Need better players.
We do need we need better players, but it's not it's about how they play as well, like we've just spoken about. Van der Beek, we'd play better football, I think, if Van der Beek played, say, in Fred's position. But at the same time, Fred works so hard, gets in so much, and it's just the way we are. We need it's hard to put your finger on, Flex. Like I've just said, with the amount of points we've got and where we are in the table is at least as good as you could expect. And I don't know. That's not. I don't know how to put it. It's not really about the players, really. It's about the manager, I think. It's about the coaching staff and
the way they ask them to play. Yeah, the way they play.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah, no, I do agree. It's one of those. We're in a catch-22 because, like you said, how do you sack a manager who finishes second in the league behind arguably one of the best ever Premier League teams, as they say, whatever they want to call them? They're a fantastic team. So yeah, I think the jury's going to be out, but also, what could be a big decider is if we go crashing out, things change in football so quickly. We go crashing out against AC Milan, that's not even getting to the semi-finals. That's going backwards in the competition, bearing in mind we were in the Champions League. So, and then if you go crashing out in the FA Cup, all of a sudden you've got nothing to play for and you're worrying about just getting fourth. So things can change really quickly, and I think it's going to be interesting.
The way he set us up today, I'll be surprised if we lose both them games. I think we've got a good chance in both of them games.
Because we're organised and...
Yeah, I think we've got a good chance, and I think I'll be surprised if they get knocked out of both cups. I'll be very surprised. I think they'll get.
Do you think one might go?
Yeah, one might go. They're both really good sides. Leicester are a really good side. AC Milan are a really good side, and obviously AC Milan only need a 0-0 draw with us. We've got to win there, so we've got to score there at least, haven't we?
Yeah.
A 1-1 would give us extra time, or a 2-2 would see us through. So we don't even have to win, really. We have scored a goal or two. But I do fancy that we will get through at least one of them. I just think we professional enough when he picks he should have picked his strongest back four against him in the first game.
Yeah.
I was discussing this before the game with someone. When people look at defenders, like we had Eric at centre back and we had Tellez at left back, too many fans, when you're looking at a defender, they look at particular moments and they think, well, he didn't make a mistake that led to a chance or led to a goal, or he didn't make a mistake. But But Lindelof's such a calmer presence and a calmer passer of the ball, and Shaw's obviously so much better than Telles. It's not about the replacements making mistakes that lead to goals. It's not about them. It's not about that. It's about the team playing better. We were just speaking. I'm going to link this to something else. We were just talking about how well City play. A lot of our well City plays starts with the defenders playing well, being good footballers. Do you understand what I mean? Yeah. So, like people talk about Bailey should be in instead of Lindelof. Trust me, Flex. If they were both City players, Lindelof would get more game time. He suits how they play better, and obviously Luke Shaw, it goes without saying. So So it doesn't have to be. We drew 1-1 with AC Milan. It doesn't have to be one of those replacements who costs you the goal. It doesn't have to be that. That's not my point. If you're better player, we might have won that game 2 or 3-0 if we would have played with the better players at the back.
Because you just play better as a team with them there. Is that what I mean?
Because you need to be stronger and you need your better players playing. And he took a chance. And by the way, he knows he's taking a chance. You know, against Sheffield United, we got beat and Telles played. Do you know what I mean? So it's not his fault that it's really hard to grasp this, but it's not his fault at all that we got beat, and he didn't cost us a goal. But if you just better, you are better. We might have, look, we'll never know now, but if Shaw would have played, and I'm not saying he makes this difference, but just by being better, you might get the first goal. If you get
because you're on the front foot more, You
know, we might have won that game 5-0 if Luke Shaw would have played.
Probably would have. He's that good.
It's true, though, Flex. Like, who would have thought we'd have beat Southampton 9-0? You know, do you know what I mean? You get that first goal, it makes a massive difference. And just by being a little bit better in any position on the field, it helps the team to be better.
Yeah, no, I see where you're going with that. And hopefully, like you said, we don't have any injuries or need any rest, and we can just get our strongest team out. And like you said, have a professional performance. Rick, see you Thursday. Massive, massive game.
Can't wait for it, mate. It'll be a thriller.
Yeah, nice one. Cheers.